Good morning, fourth graders. We're back at it with science and comparing and contrasting those mixtures and solutions. That's our TEAC 4.5b. And the last couple days, we have been working on putting those mixtures and solutions together. Maybe you made some yummy trail mix or some kind of beverage to drink, whether here at school or at home. Today, we're going to be talking about taking those mixtures and solutions apart. Now, solutions, we know the way to take them apart is through evaporation. So if I had a stove here, I could show you the water boiling and evaporating away, and we'd be left with our solutes in the bottom of the pan, the sugars and flavorings and all that make up your Kool-Aid or lemonade. Or if you spilled some on the counter, the water would evaporate, and you'd be left with a sticky puddle left of all those solutes on your counter. But today we're going to be talking mainly about separating mixtures. And I'm going to show you here a yummy mixture. Might look like something you made. Okay, I have some goldfish and some pretzels and some almonds. And if I was going to separate this mixture, I would just sort them all out into their separate components. Now, so goldfish didn't change their flavor. They didn't change their shape or anything. They kept all of their physical properties. That's more like first or second grade, maybe third grade science. In fourth grade, we talk about separating mixtures using other properties besides just those. So one of the properties we're talking about, magnetism. And here I have my magnet. Okay, and I showed you my mess of a drawer that spilled. And this way I can quickly grab several at a time because these paper clips are made from steel. And in a lot of metals, they put iron. Iron is, one of the characteristics of iron is that it is attracted to a magnet, okay? So the physical properties of it don't change when it's in a mixture. It's still attracted to the magnet. And this helps me sort through my supplies quickly and easily to get all of those paper clips out, okay? I also really loved when he showed us that magnet taking the iron fillings out of the sand. So we're going to watch that real quick here.
So the mixture of sand and metal shavings is also attracted to a magnet. The metal shavings have retained that physical property. We can also use the magnet to pull the metal out of the sand,
That is so cool.
separating the substances in the mixture.
I just thought that was really cool. Like I said, we're in fourth grade, so we're going to be separating more things as well. So I have here, if you were in my class, you'll recognize this because I have it for resets. It's a little I Spy game. You see some of the things have soaked to the bottom, but usually they're mixed in with the, or sunk to the bottom. Usually they're mixed in with the beads, and you're supposed to turn it, find it. And I mix some water in there, and as you see, these things that were in there are insoluble. They did not dissolve in the water. And now I'm like, oh, that's a big mess. I want to separate them out again. Well, I could kind of, my hand doesn't fit in there well, you see. And then if I try to pull them out, they stick to my fingers. It's making a big mess. So I'm thinking, how can I separate those a little bit easier? So there is a way to separate mixtures when they have a liquid in them. And here I have some coffee filters. All right, you might recognize these if your parents make coffee at home, or they might have the brown coffee filters that are kind of cone shaped like that. Okay, and I have a big old, I guess it's a big old beaker. Now I'm going to put the filters over the top like this. I'm going to kind of secure them. I'm going to switch my cameras so you can see here. Okay, let me see. All right, so you see here I have my beaker with the filter. I'm going to kind of put it down a little bit. I'm going to pour slowly so I don't have a big mess. Because as you see, it kind of puddles up there on the top. If I pour too quick, it will all just spill over the side. See, it's getting close to the top. Okay, and you can see here, oh, it's hard to see. Okay, let me switch cameras back here to show you. Okay, you can see the water dripping through And then on top, just the beads are left. They're still a little damp, so I'll have to let them dry. But this would be a lot faster than trying to let all that water evaporate. That's going to take a long time to get all of that water to evaporate. So here I am separating a mixture using filtration. And you may have seen your parents do something like this. If you have made pasta at home, or maybe some mashed potatoes where they're cooking the potatoes in the water, but at the end, you want to separate the water and the food to mix in the other ingredients, to put your spaghetti sauce on, or maybe make macaroni and cheese. So your parents use something called a colander or a strainer. It's same thing, they're just synonyms for the same thing, to separate the water and the food. So it's a similar idea to this, okay? So they pour it in there and get all the water out. So here I'm using filtration. I'm using my filter to separate my mixture. All right. There are more ways to separate mixtures. Sorry, I had to make sure it wasn't going to fall. There are more ways to separate mixtures as well. Here I have these same beads, okay? And you see I have mixed some rocks in with them. I thought, oh, that might be cool. And then I did it and I was like, oh, that's not cool at all. Now I want to separate them. I could just reach in there and pull the rocks out, or I could use my container. It has a hole, and you see the hole is smaller than the rocks. So when I go to filter them like this, I'll take my finger, then just the beads will come out and not the big rocks. So that's another way you can filter things. To separate them according to size, you can use some sort of strainer or container or machine. They have different machines that do this in the factories to separate things of different sizes. So today we talked about TEK 4.5b, comparing those mixtures and those solutions, comparing and contrasting them. And we talked about separating mixtures and solutions. Fourth grade, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you later.